is where it all goes down. So excited to bring parkour back to America, back to California in a huge way. The kings of the concrete going down tonight at Tempest here in Chatsworth, California. Chris Cote here with Tempest Pro, Jeff Garrido. Jeff, tonight is all about parkour. Bringing it back, bringing live event competition back to America.
Live event and the biggest Tempest freerunning has ever done. We got a fat cash prize, maybe also the biggest in freerunning to date. And we got some new, fresh, hard-hitting athletes out here ready to put it all on the course.
Yeah, I was hyped on the field. International, well, we got over 8 nations represented from all over the world, men and women. And like you said, the biggest cash prize I can remember for any parkour event, at least in recent history. All right, so as we get into it, this is a unique format. We've got head-to-head competition, and again, this is a blind competition. That means you don't know what you're going up against. You'll be stationed back in the lobby. You can hear the hoots and hollers if something big happens, but you're not going to know, what score you need to beat because there are no scores. It's just 2 free runners enter, 1 wins and moves on to the next round. Now we're looking at something like 15 to 20 second runs. Of course, that is rapid fire tricks. No timer on the wall, so this is all a mental game for our athletes tonight. We saw at practice kind of more stations being used, so it's going to be all about putting together that complete run from beginning to end.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see athletes use the complete course in one round. I think if they're making it all the way to the finals, they're going to kind of have sections of the course they utilize at one time. Bigger tricks, shorter runs. You got to pack it all in.
We have, like we said, an incredible field of men and women, some of the best parkour and freerunning athletes in the world, and also some new faces, some up-and-comers that could potentially make a huge name for themselves tonight.
Oh yeah, we had the COVID pandemic hit us, and we had to take our competitions online. And some of these guys who weren't able to travel out to the competitions in Europe before were able to now submit their runs in front of the whole world online, and that's what earned some of our competitors a spot in Kings of the Concrete tonight.
Hell yeah, and as you can hear the crowd going wild behind us, the judges are being introduced right now, and we have an incredible panel. How fun would it be to see these guys out on this course tonight? Who do we got up here for our judges?
Yeah, we have actually quite a good roster. I think every athlete up there kind of brings something different to the freerunning table. So yeah, we got Nate Weston, who's a Tempest Pro. We got Verky from the UK, Pasha the Boss, super well known, huge on Instagram. Sydney Olsen, also a Tempest Pro and arguably one of the best competition female athletes. And then Joey Adrian from Oregon, who he just knows how to put together a competition run.
Now, for new fans watching, what are the judges looking for? What is going to be the edge, be the difference maker in these head-to-head matchups?
So again, everybody has the ability to win this thing. So what's really going to set someone apart from somebody else is how big they go, how well they can connect the big tricks, and how well they land it.
All right, we're going to kick things off here. In our conversations with the athletes before competition, this name keeps coming up. Elis Torhall, 17 years old, from Sweden. He's already got a lot of attention on him, and he's coming in pretty hot, I would say. During practice, he was going off. He's a favorite among the competitors.
Yeah, Elis is kind of a force to be reckoned with. He's known for his bar tricks, so you might see some insane stuff being thrown off the bars. This kid is only 17 years old, and he's throwing tricks to compete with the big dogs. Here we go. Like I said, right to the bars. Wow. Shea precision straight to side flip on that rail. That's so hard to land on that. Yeah, like I thought, spending most time. Oh my gosh. One swing into that double flip is so hard to do.
Wow. Okay, that's how we're starting.
I would say that was an insane first run, packed full of hard tricks, minimal steps and downtime in between movements, and he landed everything pretty well.
Elis Torhall coming in from Sweden. So our next competitor, Jacob Smith, 18 years old, representing Chicago, coming through. He does not know what just happened. He probably heard the crowd behind us going nuts, so he knows he's got his work cut out for him. Looks like he's gonna get right up in the judge's grill to start this thing off.
Judges are leaning over their table so they can see his landing. Jacob's first competition. Hand cast full. Stomped it like he was doing in practice. Wow. Okay, so far everything's landing pretty well. Oh no, a little bit of a stumble. That is gonna hurt him a lot. All right. I'm gonna assume Jacob did not put that run together quite like he wanted. We definitely saw some hands down. If you're landing with your hands on the floor, it means you didn't quite rotate the trick well enough. And as you saw, Elis, almost no hands down.
Yeah, so like you said, the judges are noticing every subtlety of the run. So first matchup of the night, Elis versus Jacob. What do you think? Here we go. The judges
I'm going to have to go Elis here. He just landed everything cleaner, and his amplitude was a bit bigger.
Here's our first reveal of the night. Elis across the board.
Unanimous for Elis.
So what was it? That means just the cleanliness, the flow.
Yeah, I would say a few bigger tricks from Elis and landed bigger tricks from Elis, where we saw Jake just not quite able to keep his rhythm down.
All right, this is going to be fun. 21 years old, representing Reading. Evan Leslie, this dude is a powerhouse.
I know he's out here competing for his 2 kids. He has a son and a daughter, Oliver and Valentine.
Crowd control too right there. You got to get the crowd behind you.
Evan's all about the hype, man. Good, clean, flowy movement. Touchdown A-twist. Oh, sounds like he slipped up a little bit there, but kind of saved it, man. Okay, layout. He's heading to the bars. Let's go, Evan.
Wow. That was aggression. I love to see that.
He attacked the course. Evan's always been known for just like his attack. Yeah, his aggression on the course. Connecting tricks in a way that not many people do. Knowing Evan's skill set, I would say that was maybe a safe first run from him, but if he makes it to the next round, hopefully we can see what else he can do.
That was about a trick a second. Jam-packed. Here we go. Denali Siruno, 18 years old. Getting in the zone.
All right, here we go, guys.
He had to have heard that crowd response from Evan's run, so he knows pressure's on right here.
Talking to Denali earlier, he was saying he wasn't feeling nervous. I wonder if he's feeling nervous now. Wow, triple A-twist. He spun 3 times there. Oh my goodness. It's a double flip, spinning a bit off axis. Let's see what he connects here at the end. And like you can see, some of these guys are gassing out at their end of their runs, and it's only a 20-second run. And you can just see that it might be nerves, it might be lack of competition experience, or in free running, it doesn't always go as planned.
Here we go, guys.
Wow, a hush falls over the crowd. Who's it going to be?
Looks like Denali.
2-3 split. Okay, so what was it that gave Denali the edge? Like we thought, that was a tight head-to-head matchup. So what was it?
I think on the tricks that mattered, Denali landed them just a bit cleaner. His opening trick, a triple A-twist, a front twisting move with 2.5 spins. He stomped it pretty clean, and then that double off-axis alien side flip over the railing, stomped pretty clean.
Oh, fan favorite coming up.
Didi Alaoui, Tempest Pro athlete, also our Art of Motion champion in Matera, Italy. Didi's one of those athletes where you don't know how he's feeling or what he's thinking. You just have to see what he throws down.
Well, so far it's been rapid fire.
Back full hyper. That connection was so good. No steps in between those moves. Stomped. He was doing that in practice, and it was freaking him out because it's very close to that yellow pole over there. Looks like a little bit of a confusion in his run, but he saves it by stomping the last trick.
I love that he's already talking to the judges. He's like, what's up? You saw it.
Knowing Didi, he's not going to be happy that he got a little mixed up, but I mean, I would say that was a clean run through and through.
Well, coming up next, we got Sam Weisman, thumbs up. He's ready, 18 years old. He's got about 18 seconds to prove to Didi that he's got this head-to-head matchup.
Prove to the judges, he doesn't even know what Didi did. Okay, I know he planned a different trick right there in the beginning. Looks like he opted not to do it. Maybe a smart move? Oh no.
Slam.
Couldn't get that one around. Oh, that was a cool connection there. Sam Weisman finishing his run. I think you would know at this point. He's a little disappointed with the fail. But he still doesn't know if Didi failed or not. It's anybody's game in his head right now.
I mean, that's wild with such a fast run. I mean, 15 seconds, that's a blink of an eye. One tiny slip, I mean, that could be the whole difference. But can you progress through with a fall in your run?
You could if the opponent you went against also ended up slipping up. And again, that's what's so messed up about the blind competition. You have no idea.
Yeah.
I think this one's going to go to Didi.
All right, we'll see what the judges flip.
Unanimous,
Didi
yeah.
across the board.
I know Didi's happy about that. Didi's the type of athlete, again, as soon as he gets through that first round and he kind of gets out of his own head, it's game time. He's chilling.
Oh, this is going to be fun. Jarrod Luty, 23 years old. This guy is a chase tag master on that team with Davis Vasconcelos and the crew.
Well, Jarrod is a very focused competitor.
Yeah, he says his aim is to pack as many tricks as he can into this 15, 20-second run.
Before the competition, he was posting online him just drilling move over and over and over again. And you can see in his landings and his movements that how consistent he is. Keeping up a good cadence in this run, and everything has landed well so far.
Looks like Jarrod's making his way back over to the bars.
Let's see what he's got off here. Wow. So knowing Jarrod's skill set, I would say he played it smart this round. He did stuff he knew he would land. He still had enough difficulty, and we'll see what his opponent throws.
Obviously, the judges like to see a mix of tricks throughout your run.
Yeah, I mean, he used pretty much a mix of bars and ledge tricks there. Hit the crate. He moved from right to left. He used the whole course.
Yeah, that was kind of the first full course run right there. Sebastian White. What's this kid known for in the free running world?
Sebastian's known for cool off-axis tricks where he's doing grabs on his feet, stuff you wouldn't necessarily see like that. Not going straight over his head on that spin. Whoa, Kong Gainer off the rail. That is so technical because you have to place your hands on such a small object. Swing cast in. Just a little bit over-rotated.
It almost looked like the fall started on the landing from the container. It kind of stayed with him.
It might have just kind of ruined his flow, but he's out like having a good time. He's showing off for the crowd.
Well, that was a tight ender right there.
It was.
Oh, I think the body posture tells me what he thinks.
Yeah, and again, I think Jarrod playing it smart paid off here.
Judges do the flip. Jarrod across the board.
As expected on that one. Jarrod's moving on with a unanimous decision.
The flow was there, the tricks were there, and I want to just point out what you had mentioned. For him, that's about 80%. All right, Kings of the Concrete. Here from Tempest HQ in Chatsworth, California. Chris Cote here with Jeff Garrido, a Tempest pro. So far, so good.
Judges, are you ready?
These runs have lived up to all the expectations and more.
About halfway through our bracket, our men's first round. We got Jake Randazzo on the course, opening up with a double side flip over that block. It's taking some time to do some smaller flow moves here. Let's see if he can squeeze in one more big trick. Double cork, and he stomps it. He looks super happy.
Oh, he's fired up.
Looks like everything went to plan there, and all that's left to see is what his opponent does.
Peep Jake on Instagram. All right, we got a veteran competitor from Denver, Colorado. Sean Higgins, 31 years old.
Drag the judges over to make sure that they can see his landings. Oh, wow. That is so technical. It's a wall flip where you place your hands on the opposite wall as well. Oh my goodness, that's such a high ledge. That wall is about 10 feet high. And Sean Higgins.
That's what's up right there. So Pretty different runs
Very
right there.
different runs.
This one, I feel like this might be the closest matchup of the night so far. Both with a lot of power, a lot of tricks packed into just that 15-20 seconds. I'm throwing you under the bus. Who's got this one?
I'd say Jake Randazzo threw some of the bigger tricks, and it looks like maybe Sean had a few slip-ups, so I'm going to give this one to Jake. Again, Kings of the Concrete is about the big tricks with connections. Sean has connections, but I didn't see a few of the bigger tricks.
I'm just going to go purely on my guy with the glasses.
All right, let's do it.
All right, well, the judges are going to take this a lot more serious. Here we go. Silence falls over the crowd. We're about to get the flip.
All right, guys, here we go.
Pasha getting up for this one, making sure everybody sees the name on the board, and it's going to be... Oh, we got
Jake
Jake
Randazzo.
Yeah, well, you called it right there. Another 2-3 split. Well, I got to hand it to both of them. Sean Higgins came correct right there. That was a close match.
That was awesome, and you were right about it being a close matchup, a 3-2 decision. Jake Randazzo moving on into the next round.
Representing Japan, Kaito, Onuki. Here we go.
Wow, Kaito starting these off with very intricate transitions.
There it is, a tack double full. That trick is so technical because you're taking off of one foot.
What a sick style, too. I mean, everything is in its proper place.
Triple full, there it is, I told you. Yeah, you can tell in the way he dresses and the way he moves that he's got style. And like I said, the man can spin fast.
I would say, on paper, looking at this matchup right here, this is one of the battles of the night for sure. All right, representing Sweden, Kevin Franzen coming up next. Like we said, could be the battle of the first round, at least on paper. Kaito threw it down. Here we go, Kevin Franzen.
Wow, 360 card to start it off. Look, almost the same setup there on that box. Taking a different route though. Touchdown, double A twist off the railing. So far, everything is clean.
Yeah, so far, I don't want to be a judge for this matchup. This is tight.
And this is extra hard now because Kevin's on the bars and Kaito didn't even use them. Oh my goodness, that was stomped as good as you can land a trick.
All right, well,
What a way to end his run.
I think we know who the crowd has selected. The judges got on their feet too.
The judges have their work cut out for them, both of them. Kaito, I would say, with maybe a little bit more difficulty, but there is difficulty in connecting moves, and that's what Kevin Franzen just did.
Yeah, and the judges looking at that overall impression from beginning to end, and I mean, like both these guys, like I like how you said they have a similar style because I saw it in that run. But if you're looking at the overall course, Kevin with the bars. I like both of the beginnings of those runs.
I'd say due to Kevin's variation in course use and the overall cleanliness, I might go to Kevin.
Here we go, y'all.
All right, judges, about to flip. Kevin across the board.
Unanimous to Kevin.
Good call, just in time.
He looks
too.
surprised. He looks relieved. He's got a lot of work cut out for him still, but I'm sure he's happy just to make it into the second round.
I mean, savage cuts happening already tonight. You fly all the way here from Japan for 15 seconds of action, and you're done.
That's the nature of Kings of the Concrete. It's a cutthroat competition. I know we wanted it that way from the beginning, and as we're seeing already, that's what we're getting. This is tough luck, man.
All right, the first Rudolph twin about to enter the gauntlet. This is Aiden Rudolph. I just know that because his hair is slightly darker than his brother's.
Wow, I
I've
didn't
been
even pick up on
studying
that.
them all day.
I'm actually a twin myself, so you would think I'd be able to tell them apart, but I still struggle with it.
All right, unique start.
Wow, that trick is so risky. Your head has to get so close to the box, but the Rudolph twins are known for those type of tricks. What a connection. I was actually looking at that in practice myself as a possibility to do, and we just saw it in reality. I would say a pretty clean run overall.
Aiden's hyped.
He does look happy with that.
He used about a 10 by 10 square foot portion of the course, and I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it either, but that is actually the first we've seen someone use that little of the course. I'm curious if that'll affect him in comparison to his opponent if they end up using more.
That was just a tight power pocket right there.
Maybe it'll go to show that you don't need to vary too much if you have the moves and the landings to get into the next round. Ryker Vassllo
Ryker, are you set? Looks like it.
Ryker Vassllo definitely has one of the coolest names in the contest. And again, he heard the crowd going nuts just now.
Has no idea what he's up against. Cast full, that is such a hard trick. He just stumbles a little bit on it. I know he's bummed. Let's see if it affects the rest of his run. So far, so good. Okay, so 3 of sort of similar tricks. They're all difficult and different in their own right. You saw him do a cast full, so a backflip off his hands with a full twist, and then another backflip off his hands with a full twist with a completely different setup, and then off the bar a backflip off his hands with a full twist. For those who don't do free running, you would think maybe they were the same trick, but completely different setups, completely different technique, and very hard to do.
What are some of the hardest tricks you've seen in the night so far?
Wow, it's so hard in free running because you have different elements. You have bars, you have slanted walls, and you have big drops. Definitely some of the double flips that are getting thrown are definitely the most scary and dangerous ones to do because you have to flip twice over your head. But yeah, anything using the bars is super technical, and all 3 of the tricks Ryker just threw was very hard.
Here we go. Pressure's on. Aiden across the board. What was it?
I figured as much just due to the fact that Ryker's first trick was almost not landed. I mean, he fell back pretty significantly, over-rotated the first trick, and even though he was able to have a clean rest of his run, you know, you're going against somebody else, and if they land their stuff clean and you don't, you're out.
Another heavy matchup of the night. Shea Rudolph versus Jayden Harris, one of our youngest competitors in the field.
I know he was asking me about the height of this box here, and I think we're about to see something huge.
Yeah, he looks like he's got criminal intent in his eyes.
I know the tricks that Jayden practices off of this, and I'll tell you if I'm correct. Full in! A full twisting backflip with another backflip straight afterwards. That is one of the hardest tricks we've seen tonight so far. Oh my gosh, screw double full through. He was stoked with that landing. Oh my gosh. So far we've seen a double flip, 2 double twists. This is an insane run. What's he got? Oh my gosh.
You're signaling the end of his run in midair. Jayden Harris.
I think the crowd was vibing out with him on that one. He looked like he was having so much fun, and I can't tell how this kid's emotions are before a comp, but just now he was killing it. He was loving it.
So steady right before, and then now the big smile. He's hyped.
I'll be honest with you, Chris. I think all he cared about was landing that first trick. You saw him kind of breathing heavy and trying to calm his nerves, and as soon as he stomped that, it was all smiles.
All right, well, Shea's twin brother got the victory in his matchup. It's a big ask right here for Shea Rudolph.
Yeah, big shoes to fill after Jayden's run, but he still has no idea what was even thrown. So he's going to try his best here to make it into the next round, and he definitely has the trick arsenal to do it. Will he land it? Let's find out.
Representing Boston, Shea Rudolph.
Side flip precision to a rail. For those of you at home, he just did a flip and then landed on a piece of hand railing. The precision you need for that trick is so hard, and he's continuing effortlessly into the rest of his run. Oh my gosh. That is the bar move he just did, a Ginger flip, is so hard to do in competition. It's so risky because the chances of re-grabbing that bar are slim, and if you miss it, it's going to throw you off completely.
I got chicken skin right there because I thought that was a mistake, and we were about to see Shea on his face, but right there that just showed the control.
Such a scary trick. You have to get so close to the bar in order to re-grab with your hands, and there's just a high chance you clip your feet on the way down. So.
Different styles, different lines. Again, do not want to be a judge right now. No, thank you.
I'll be honest with you. I think Jayden's run just packed a heavier punch, and he was able to fit in just so many good tricks, and his landings were smooth, his connections were smooth. Let's see what the judges have to say, but I'm going to give this one to Jayden for now.
Are you guys set up there?
Judges are deliberating right now. This has probably been the longest we've had to wait to see who advances through.
I know Nathan Weston and Verky are kind of known for their side flip precisions, which is the move that Shea did at the beginning of his run. Let's see if it kind of plays to judges' favor there.
All right, after the longest deliberation of the night so far, we're about to see the flip. Shea, Jayden, Shea, Jayden, Shea.
Hey, oh my gosh, I'm actually so surprised Shea is going into the next round.
And guess what? Now we're gonna have a Rudolph twin head-to-head battle in the second round.
I think what did it for Shea is the fact that he did tricks that are riskier to do in competition. I think maybe Jayden, in my opinion, had higher difficulty as far as the tricks go. They're definitely riskier tricks, but Shea threw some stuff that, yeah, again, if you mess it up, it's game over.
Kings of the Concrete presented by Tempest is sponsored by Boomerang CBD, made for the comeback. Vivo Barefoot, reconnect and regenerate. Mad Tasty, hemp-infused sparkling water. Skydio autonomous drones, live the moment, capture the impossible. And Sujo Organic, locally sourced cold-pressed juice.
All right, here we go. We're gonna start the women's draw right now. 2 athletes representing Japan. Hikari Izumi will be first.
I think we can see maybe a couple big tricks in there out the gate, but you're going to see some really solid connections from her. Wow, pen flip. She threw that in her online submission that got her into this competition.
Goes straight into an A-twist off the platform.
Nice. Like I said, using those ground movements. K-flip onto concrete. Climbing up to the bars. I know for the girls getting up to the bars, they're a tall set of bars, but she made it up there pretty quick and she was able to fluidly throw her next trick and stop it. Really, that was a pretty solid run, I would say. Good landings, connections were decent, and we'll see what Nene has to do next.
Rising star from Japan, 15 years old, our youngest competitor.
Nene also won some of our online competitions, and I think that's how she kind of started a rise in popularity. She's also just throwing some of the bigger tricks that you see from women in free running. Double twists on concrete.
I saw her working some things out in the bar section that looked heavy.
And just like Kaito, she kind of has some tricking elements that she uses. We'll see if we see them in her run here, or if she's saving them for later. So far, 2 pretty difficult tricks. Yep, there's a tricking element, a touchdown rise off the box with a late twist. So technical because you have to aim. And she stops her last trick.
Yes!
Oh my gosh.
Get hyped, Nene.
Oh, and Hikari is just giving her the biggest hug. They are so happy to stomp both of their runs. I know Nene, right before the competition, was literally in tears because there's so much pressure for her. I think she takes this very seriously. She just wants to do something she's proud of, and I think she just did it.
Yeah, that was, intensity, creativity. That was everything I feel like the judges want to see.
Yeah, I think the cadence was a little bit better for Nene. The tricks were a little bit harder, and it was a great run. Both did excellent work out here on the course. Let's see what the judges have to say about it.
Here comes the flip. Nene across. Oh, we got 4 Nene, 1 Hikari.
Wow, yeah. Not surprised Joey threw up Hikari there on his board. He's definitely known for connections and floater movements, which, like I said, Hikari is known for.
Elise Bickley came through with the shades on, styling even before she starts her run.
I think it just adds to the level of calmness and showmanship, like you said, but for these athletes, this is so much pressure sometimes, and to have fun with it is so important to do well. She's also known for her bigger tricks, so we'll see what she does right out the gate here. I didn't really see anything in practice from her, so it's anybody's guess.
Elise Bickley, UK represent.
Side flip up the box. Wow, you can't really see it from down here, but that is a gap behind that box with a pretty high drop. It's a little scary to jump to that wall and come back. So far, the flow is decent. Wow, we just saw Hikari throw that trick at the end of her run. Elise is done with it. That was a quick run.
but dangerous. There's nothing safe on this course. If you just walked up to this, you would think this is, you know, scaffolding for a rock show or something. Everywhere you look, there's danger.
With our lighting, our music, and our audience, you would think it was a rock show. And
it is.
Not to be corny, but these guys are rock stars out here.
I'm with you. It's appropriate to say that right now.
And they're putting it all out. And you get one moment out here sometimes, and you gotta put it all forward and do your hardest moves and stomp it when it counts. Mikaila Quinn.
Colorado represent. Big start here.
Wow. Kind of touching down on the obstacle like we saw Nene do. Covering more course so far than Elise. Wow, a little slip up. Doesn't seem to really affect her too much. And stomps her trick at the end. I think this is going to be tough to judge. Both had kind of similar content as far as tricks went. I think Mikaila went a little bit longer. But I don't know if that will matter or not. It's going to be up to our judges now. What's your guess, Chris?
I mean, to me, Mikaila, just with the use of the course, the kind of the pier, the boardwalk, or what we're calling the Vivo barefoot area. I mean, I would say entertainment factor. I'm going Mikaila.
Judges, are you ready?
We're about to find out from the judges.
And thank goodness I'm not a judge because I would vote. I would just
this
say
would be a hard one to
everybody.
judge. Elise.
All right, so
Looks like
I
Elise
was
is
wrong.
taking it.
So what was it about it? Was it difficulty of tricks?
I think while Mikaila did cover more ground, I think she did have a slip up in her run. She also did have a little bit more time where she was just running to get to her next trick rather than using movements to connect her other tricks. As well as I think Elise had a little bit more risk factor in her run. And we're on to our next matchup.
Noah, Diorgina, 17 years old. She's a surfer from the Netherlands.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, her surf
can
coach
relate.
said, okay, you know what? I think we got to get you doing some flips. She basically said, I couldn't sit still as a kid, so I started doing flips, and here we go.
Similar story with the rest of our competitors. Noah doing a flip off her knees.
Cool creative start.
Kind of a shout out there to Jesse LaFleur, another Tempest Pro athlete who's known for doing stuff off his shins and his knees, ending the course. Everything landed pretty well. Knowing Noah, I would say she played it safe this round. Not that it was a bad run, but I know she has bigger tricks in her arsenal. I think it might pay off depending on how this next run goes. Who do we have?
We got Ghina Chehwen coming up, 25 years old, representing Lebanon. Again, international field running deep here in the women's bracket.
Her opening trick here, I know she was kind of worried about in practice. She never quite did it to the concrete. Just seeing if she can do it in the run, and she pulls it off pretty well. Maybe not the cleanest landing that she would want, but I'm sure she's happy she got it out of the way. So far, not a bad run. Ending around a backflip. No, she's got more for us. Hold it together, Ghina. She was also training this in the gym. Slightly under-rotated. I don't know if it was the nerves or she was gassing out, but you could tell maybe she didn't have quite the amount of oomph she needed in that last flip. A gate backflip off the Mad Tasty box. Not the best landing. Who do you think it's going to go to?
I mean, I feel like Noah, with the creativity, the cadence of tricks that she had, I mean, coming right towards the crowd, that's undeniable excitement and energy. Not that the judges are kind of using the crowd to gauge who they're going for, because they know more than anyone here, but I just feel like overall impression, to me, it goes to Noah. We'll see what the judges say.
Yeah, I think Noah had just a few cleaner landings.
There's the flip.
All the way to Noah. Ghina putting it all out there. I'm sure she's stoked to throw the trick that she was scared to do.
Getting off the course safely is a win.
As a competitor myself, I know that these tricks are tricks you know you can do, but that doesn't make them any less scary sometimes. And getting them done safely and be able to walk out, you want to win, but as long as you do your run and it's something you're happy with, you're also stoked, win or lose. Rachel on the course.
All right, Goth Queen from UK.
Goth Queen Goff. I know she did have a foot injury and then ripped her hand in practice, but she's still on the bars and still doing tricks on her feet. Not seeming like it's really holding her back too much. What she got here for us? Well, flip and stomps it.
So that was pretty cool. Unique run right there. She'll be going up against Nuria Brigito.
One of our online submission winners, all the way from Spain. Oh, starting up on the crate like a couple athletes have done already. Hang cast in the same spot Nene did it earlier, and she landed it great. Flowing pretty decent here. What she's still got for us? Wow, everything has landed really well. I think the overall intensity so far, the energy out of Nuria, a little bit over Rachel, but still comparable runs. I like that a lot.
Barcelona's in the house. We're about to get the flip.
I'm actually curious to see. I have no idea who this is going to go to right now. Nuria. Oh, yeah, one for Rachel, but it looks like Nuria is moving on to the next round.
4-1.
Great effort from both athletes.